salutations, kindred spirits, and look at all the gaffed card glory. So, this is the weapons gaff deck, and I've been meaning to make this video for a while now, focusing on some of the effects with this pack, as I really believe it's a deck full of valuable cards that will provide, strong moments for our modern audience, though apparently some may disagree. So yeah, we saw this yesterday.
Charlie, you ever seen that card trick where the magician takes the 4 of spades and he pulls the pips all into one corner of the card, then that card can be handed out and kept by the participant as some kind of ridiculous, impossible object. You ever seen that tricks, and those kind of tricks are a disgrace to magic.
Wow, disgrace, eh? Okay, and hey, Daniel Dugcon here, big fan. Have been for a while. Here's a blast from the past, from my blog about 10 years ago. Certified badass, I called you. Still believe that's true. You're doing great things for the magic the magic communities, and I appreciate your efforts. Now, your opinions. Well, everyone has one of those. Far be it from me to, foist my opinion, my manifesto as the right way to do things, as there are so many right ways to perform our magic interpretations. Why be limited to one man's viewpoint? But talk about some of the trick cards that, as mentioned, are in the weapons focus, the weapons gaffed deck. Now, before getting into this, and one of the effects of mine, the disgraceful PIP trip, I would, a bit of constructive criticism when critiquing, in particular, the works of our forefather masters, guys like Tommy Wonder, who obviously put some thought into effects like falling pips. Maybe use some intellectual discussions as opposed to a crude video from YouTube of a child performing the effect poorly. Just my opinions. We all have those. All right, back to the topic. This is PIP Trip, and this actually is my attempt at a motivated color change. Now, my goal was not to create this object and hand it out as inferred by Mr. Medicine. My original routine was to take a misprinted card and fix the mistake and then carry on. And here, let's take a look at how that might look if you were to watch it here right now. So yeah, the original notion of PIP Trip was to correct a misprinted card. So you would imply to your audience that you found a card with misprinting, and then using magic, friction, and pressure, you could correct this misprinting by moving the pips one at a time. And that is ink. It's not magic or sliding pips. This is sleight of hand. Let's just pop the last one right into place. And this is PIP Trip, a motivated color change. Such a disgrace. Still think this plot has value. Fight me. But not really. I don't want to fight you, because, you would win. I don't want to fight you. Hey, there's a few versions of the moving pip plot in the weapons deck. I actually performed one of these on a shorts platform just a couple of months ago. I think this proves this pack has value in a modern era. Let's take a look here. Does it have a name? Let's call it this. Moving other pips. Well, here we are again. I pretend to do something impossible. You get to decide if it's some kind of science, or maybe it's CGI, or perhaps it's one of those trick cards that allows me to move the ink from place to place. Maybe it's 35 years of devotion to the art. Well, whatever it is, I hope you enjoy the process, and I do thank you for watching. All right, so aside from needing a better name, a better title, that's not a bad piece of magic. And now, let me say this. There are some gaffes in here that I do have issue with this, and I wonder why a reviewer, might not take the time to focus on some of the stinkers in this package as opposed to some of the modern classics, but that's not my problem. There are some other winners here. We'll take a look at one more. Here's a fun piece. All right, this is a little story trick, a Kardashian fairy tale, if you will. A story of the king of the land, and his lovely bride. And then also the the home wrecker. The home wrecker will be played by the Queen of Clubs, and she'll go to the home that she will eventually wreck. Now, the king and the queen, they would eventually be wed, and in Cardopia, that looks a little something like this. You tell I'm making this up as I go. Yeah, the king and the queen, they get married. What is going on here? Our tale doesn't end there. No, for eventually the queen would travel over to the home wrecker. Yeah, she yep, we went there. But hey, that's okay. The story ends happily ever after as they all move to Utah. We were having fun so far. Let's do this. A couple of honorable mentions. I have to mention the smoke gimmick, which is part of this package. Smoke, as I learned it from Darren Brown's Absolute Magic card, is cigarette, and this is a wonderful moment. Maybe more important, more valuable is the Dan White lit effect. I think it's Dan White's. This is where the matchbook turns into a playing card. Dan White thought enough to feature this trick on The Tonight Show, and that speaks volumes of that. So, two other wonderful effects in this weapons package. And there you go. This has been one man's manifesto on the weapons gaff deck. Hey, if you made it this far, maybe you're interested in getting one of these. I do offer them at conjure.com. I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'll put these things on sale this weekend. You can get a deck for 20 bucks. That's like 30% off, more than that. Math is hard. Go visit me at conjure.com, support the efforts. And hey, if you don't want to support them that way, you can join the membership here. You can even just drop a like and a subscription, maybe a comment. The algorithmic appeasement is appreciated. And that's going to bring a wrap to this video. I'll leave some others up here if you want to continue the magic jam. Maybe watch this one or this one. See you there.